Yo, what's up, family? You cats know what it is. This is Celebrity Talk with Q, and I'm Q.
Hey guys, this is Zola.
And you know it's Q. Today we discussing the fight last night, Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Marcos. Say his name, Zola.
Maidana.
I kept saying it wrong, and Zola kept correcting me. That's okay. Wow, what can I tell you? Some people say that Floyd Mayweather Jr. lost that fight. I mean, wow. And others are saying that it was his toughest fight in the whole 16 years of his career. I mean, this fight wasn't to be taken lightly. And I don't think I've never seen a Floyd Mayweather Jr. fight where the judges called a split decision. Wow. One of the judges even called it a draw, 114 to 114. Two judges gave it 116 to 112, Floyd Mayweather Jr. And then the other judge gave it 117 to 111. Wow. In round one, Maidana threw a couple of jabs, and Mayweather threw some decent combinations. Mayweather blocking skills, we all know, is very, very exceptional. But it seems as though the first round, his blocking skills wasn't as up to par as usual. So a lot of people gave that first round to Maidana. Now round two, Mayweather showed some brilliant patience. Mayweather's a very patient fighter. He moves real slow. Not slow as in not having fancy footwork, but he attacks slow. He may not always just come out right away and attack. I mean, you may think that you have a chance against Floyd Mayweather Jr. because maybe at a regulated pace for the first few rounds, but by the later rounds, you definitely find out. But the second round, Maidana made it rough for Mayweather Jr. against the ropes. Wow, I couldn't believe it, but I had to know that Marcos is definitely a force to be reckoned with. Mayweather threw a couple of good shots to the body, and they gave the second round to Mayweather. Now, by the fourth round, it seemed like Maidana was going to work. I mean, despite the fact that Floyd threw a couple of good body shots, Maidana did a lot of combinations, and it looked like Floyd Mayweather was cut right over his right eye. And a lot of people began to get nervous because some people have never seen that before. By the fifth round, some of Floyd Mayweather Jr. fans began to get concerned, especially in the last 10 seconds. Maidana charged into Floyd Mayweather Jr. and did a rally of punches. They didn't all connect, but he showed a lot of courage. And even in the eighth round, the eighth round, Maidana did a lot of hitting to Mayweather's body. Maidana did a lot of jabbing, and it seemed like he landed a few more punches. By the ninth round, 10th round, and the 11th round, Floyd Mayweather Jr. just outsmarted Maidana. Despite the Maidana have him on the ropes, Floyd Mayweather Jr. kept his calm. The brilliant fighter that he is, he was doing a lot of fakes and combination punches, which proved to be too much for Maidana. I want you to send a comment. Do you think that this is it for Floyd Mayweather Jr.? I mean, a split decision? What do you think? Is the reign of Money Mayweather, is it ready for his reign to retire? I don't know. I don't think I've never seen a fight where people were saying that Floyd Mayweather Jr. lost that fight. The majority of his fights, if not all of his fights, people were stating that he won. This is the first time Mayweather Jr. won a fight that I saw that people were saying that he lost. Some people are already arguing and saying that he lost, that he was outpointed by Marcos. Me, myself, I think Floyd Mayweather Jr. won that fight. I mean, he didn't totally dominate or demolish Marcos, but it seemed like he did have control. A lot of the people who felt that Floyd Mayweather totally lost that fight, I don't think they knew what to look for. Or maybe sometimes when you're the champion, the people want to see someone, do well against the champion. And Marcos did do that, but I don't think he won the fight. It seems to me that Floyd Mayweather Jr. pretty much dominated most of the rounds. And I'm gonna say this: I don't even think that was Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s best last night. So I let the people talk. I want you guys to talk, but I didn't give my opinion. I told you my predictions, but I didn't give you my opinion. My opinion was that Floyd Mayweather Jr. won most of the rounds, and even though it was close, he had the complete fight under control. Wow. Go on and send a comment. Let me know what you think. There you have it. Floyd Mayweather Jr. wins in a split decision over Marcos Maidana. And some people are saying now that it's going to be a rematch. Others are saying he should retire. Send your comment. Are you one of the ones who think Floyd Mayweather Jr. lost? How do you feel about it, Zola?
I think that, most people are saying that he's coming close to retirement. And some boxers, when they come close to retirement, close fights happen, or either that or the worst. So.
Right, exactly. Okay, I'm going to give my prediction. My prediction is Floyd Mayweather Jr. is going to have one more fight. I don't know with who, but then after that, he's going to retire. You guys, I want you to send in your prediction. What's your prediction, Zola?
My prediction's the same, 1 or 2. It might be 2.
And then retire. Okay, I'm going to stick to the one more fight. Tell us what you think. Thank you guys for tuning in. A lot of Floyd Mayweather Jr. fans are very, very disappointed. They expected him to dominate the fight, which he didn't. It was a split decision. Marcos Maidana fought a great fight. What's next for Floyd Mayweather Jr.? Send a comment, let us know. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to talk to you. This is Q signing out.
This is Zola. Take care.
1.